So here we go, back to Mark and Han Lee one more time. This time, Mark Safe has two aces, the pocket rockets. Whoa, comes Jack 4-3 with two hearts. Mark checked on the flop.
He's trying to trap him.
30,000 raise.
30,000. And Han Lee's coming out and he's going to bet. He's swinging away.
Han Lee has bet 30,000.
30,000.
Okay, Mark check. Han Lee bets 30,000.
Well, he's trapped him perfectly, Vince.
Yes, he has.
Of course, he may trap himself.
I'm going to raise.
Mark says he's going to raise.
I'm going to make it 80,000.
He's going to raise it
50,000 more, he says.
80,000.
He's making it 80,000 here, Vince. What a pot this is.
That certainly is. That could buy a nice new car.
Whoa, these two are clashing here. This could be a knockout blow for one of them.
So we have a $50,000 raise to Han Lee.
Now, Han Lee's got a flush draw. Of course, Mark could even have a bigger flush draw. He could be drawing almost dead here.
You never know.
I call.
He's calling, though. He's gambling.
Call.
This is a gambling man, Vince, and he is going for it right here.
Okay.
He's called 50,000 more. Now, he's got less than 20,000 left here.
Here's the card. He didn't catch the flush as of yet.
The deuce comes on the turn.
30,000.
This is certainly no help to Han Lee. Mark sets him all in.
I call.
Well, Han Lee is going for it. He is going to have to make a flush, Vince, or he is out of this tournament.
Han Lee is trying to chase the aces down. He's a big dog. Is he going to do it?
Well, we've already lost two players. Will Han Lee make it three? Don't go away. Stay tuned for all the action from Los Angeles here on the World Poker Tour. We are back at the finals of the Legends of Poker at the Bicycle Casino just south of Los Angeles. And with one card to go, Han Lee is one card shy of a flush. He is up against the pocket aces of attorney Mark Safe. And Vince, Mark has played this hand perfectly so far. He woke up with aces. He check-raised Han Lee on the flop. And with one card to go, he is a big favorite to win this pot.
And how doubly sweet it would be for Mark if he could not only win this hand, but to knock out his arch rival, the kamikaze kid, Han Lee. Let's watch him.
Well, here we go, Vince.
Okay, we have two aces
with one card to go, Mark Safe has an 80% chance to win this pot. Oh! And he loses the pot. Look at this. He jumps for joy. Look at this.
Look at him.
He had to catch a heart or he's eliminated from the tournament. The 8 of hearts comes at the river. He is double up. Mark Safe, look at Mark.
Mark cursing.
Oh, he started with the best hand possible, 2 aces. And Han Lee cracked the aces with the flush at the river. What a pot for Han Lee, and that's a crippling blow for Mark Safe.
Well, Mark, put the chair down. I'm afraid he's going to chuck that thing. Looks very upset, rightfully so.
That is heartbreak. I mean, it is really heartbreak.
Look at this.
Look at Mark.
If Jeffrey Dahmer was a poker player, he would be Mark Safe.
Well, rumor has it it's not the first time they've tangled with each other. Shauna?
Thanks, guys. Mark Safe and Han Lee have had a running battle since the beginning of the tournament. In the conversation I had earlier with Mark, I learned that the lawyer and former construction worker have been at odds before.
Han Lee came to my table a week ago with 5 times as many chips as the next guy, which was me, and I got very lucky against him. Got a lot of premium hands, and he wanted to mix it up, and he did. And I basically won the tournament because I got all Han Lee's chips.
Outside, oh, with this guy, he's very excited, you know. He knows my name, he knows how I play, and then when I raise, he come over top all the time. And then I need to win.
Before he started his own practice, Mark was a prosecuting attorney, and he knows how to build a case.
Every moment that I'm in a pot with Han Lee, I'm thinking 2 very divergent thoughts. A, am I about to get busted by him? B, is there an opportunity to take all his chips? And the more information you have, the better you're going to do. And if I can gain some information from Han Lee by asking him a question and basically analyzing his response, I might be able to get some information. Oftentimes it presents an opportunity to pick him off.
For all Mark Safe's legal training, the verdict he returns on Han Lee.
Definitely the wildest player at the table. Very, very dangerous.
is remarkably similar to Han Lee's more direct opinion of Mark's safe.
I think he play crazy, you know.
Well, I can tell you right now, Mark feels like he's gone through a field of thorn bushes right now. He's all scratched and cut up.
2 aces against Han Lee. You dream of that stuff.
There's nothing worse. This is the kind of thing that makes you go to backgammon or something.
Chris has
That
the
was a
button.
brutal blow. Look at all these chips Han Lee has. They ain't had time to stack them yet.
Oh, man. And you know what? There is no rush, Han Lee. Just take your time. Now, look at this. Chris has a king-jack club.
Hold on.
And he's going to throw it away.
On the button. Now, I'll tell you, that's a very poor play in my opinion.
Well, maybe he's just doing it because he doesn't want to give Mark Safe another bad beat there.
No,
he's being a
forget
little
about
nice.
it. Forget about it. You better take a man out if you get a chance to at the poker table. They give Mark Safe the pot.
Yeah, the funny thing is Mark has a terrible hand. He's going, wait, I had aces the hand before, and I lose this, and now I got this junk, and you're going to give this to me?
Well, I can't believe Chris Garrigan gave him that pot. I think that's a very bad play on his part. Mark's gathering his breath now. He's on the comeback trail just a little bit here.
Look, he keeps nodding his head. He's getting a little punchy from all this poker here. It's going to be up to Stan first. He looks at his hand. Stan's just staying out of the way. Now,
and he folds.
Now, Mark's got an interesting hand this time. He has 3-4 of clubs, and he is going to call it.
Mark calls on
He's
the
limping
button.
in on the button, trying to see a flop with the 3-4 clubs.
Han Lee has not stacked his chips. He's got this monster stack in front. Just keeping it out there, just saying, you know what, I'm trying to intimidate you here a little bit. I can't even stack my chips.
And look what he called with the Jack-6 offsuit. And he flops the top pair.
Wait a second. A flush for Mark. Look at this.
3 clubs out there.
10,000.
Han Lee is going to bet 10,000. Chris folds.
This is such an exciting thing for Mark Safe right now.
Mark's going into Hollywood.
Oh, yeah. He's doing a little Jack Nicholson job here. You flop a flush. Your opponent bets into you, and he's just calling.
And he just calls. What a nice, smooth play that is. Right there by Mark Safe. Now, 7 comes off on the turn. That's a very dangerous card for Han Lee because it looks like he might have a straight here.
Han
He
Lee
has the
says
top pair, and he's going to
30,000.
bet. He is going to bet. Mark's got to love this. Han Lee bets 30,000. Now, Mark only has about 45,000 altogether. It's just a matter if he puts it in here now.
This is what you want your sucker to do. You've set him up, and he's betting right into you.
I'm all in.
And Mark's
Mark
going
says,
all
I'm
in.
going all in.
Look at Han Lee.
Look at Han Lee's look.
Look at these guys
look.
looking at each other.
Look at this. This is a stare down. It's like a boxing match. We got the defense attorney versus the kamikaze kid. He's really kamikaze on this hand because he's drawn completely dead, Vince.
Well, yeah, it's a disaster trap for Han Lee. He just went into it. Mark tickled pink that he can get his nemesis here and get him back for the last flush draw that Han Lee outdrew him. So it's a great rivalry.
It's a monster pot that's only going to cost Han Lee another 15,000, 16,000 to call.
I call.
Han Lee
He calls
says
him.
call. Let's turn him up, please. Okay,
Han Lee
Mark
nods his head. He knows he's drawn dead now.
He has a flush.
Mark,
Yeah, Mark knows it too. As soon as he turns up his card, he gives a clap.
you can be lucky, Mark. Even though your
Han Lee
aces get
cannot
cracked,
win this pot.
you
He
did
has
it.
Yes.
Jack-6 offsuit.
By the way, if I have to get an attorney, I want Mark Safe. This man could do wonders, I think.
Well, he's intense. He's determined. He'll fight for you, Vince. I believe
He will
that.
fight for me.
Excellent play by Mark Safe in this pot. Well, Mark's feeling better. And that changes the chip count somewhat. Let's give you a quick chip count again. At this point, Chris is still our leader with 282,000 in chips. Han Lee's still in second with 172,000. Mark has vaulted into third with 125,000. And Stan has about 95,000, so it's tightened up a little bit.
12,000.
And here comes Mark again, Vince.
To 12,000.
Yep, 12,000 total is the bet.
That's an 8,000.
He's got an ace-3 offsuit. Makes his little raise. What's his rival going to do, Han Lee?
He's coming for 12,000 here. Now look at this. Han Lee is on the button with 2 5s. It's 12,000 to him. He just got outplayed and beat by Mark the very last hand. You think this is getting personal between these two, Vince?
I raise. I raise.
He says, I'm raising.
He's raising.
Look at Mark. I give up. I'm throwing my hands up. Every time I try to get something going, this guy stops me in my tracks here.
Mark, throw away all aces. Anything, if you have an ace in your hand, get away from it. You need 3-4 clubs. That's about it.
Unbelievable. He re-raised it with the 2 5s.
Stan Goldstein, the mystery guest here at the table, hardly playing.
Stan folds.
And he folds, and now it's back to Mark Safe. Now he has a weak ace here, but still he just can't believe his nemesis has popped him back.
It's all yours, only. Take it down, Tiger.
Mark
He
says,
folds
"I'll
his
let this
hand.
one go."
Poor Mark, every time he
Hanley
thinks he's
wins
taking
the
one
pot.
step forward, Hanley sends him backwards.
Well, obviously, they're going after each other. It becomes personal. It shouldn't, because you shouldn't let your ego get involved. But it's the greatest reward of all to defeat the mightiest warrior.
We are back to the action at the Legends of Poker at the Bicycle Casino.
And this has been a wild one. I mean, the first couple hands, they were playing like they were double parked or something. I mean, 2 players out in the first 4 hands. Then this absolute slugfest between the attorney Mark Safe and the kamikaze kid Han Lee.
Well, Vince, what we've got here is 2 guys that like to get in there and mix up every pot, and then 2 guys on the other end, Chris and Stan, that don't ever like to play a pot.
Well, Stan Goldstein has definitely been our mystery guest. Now, he's raising it up. He does have a hand. He has ace, jack of clubs. Okay, hide-and-go-seek time is over.
Well, that's a big duke against the 2 blinds, and even Stan's going to play this hand. He's generally always going to have a hand if he comes in a pot.
Mark's going to throw his 6-7 away.
They're not going to mess with him. Han Lee, even though he's in the big blind with a lot of chips, even he gives Stan a lot of respect.
Quick little win for Stan. He needed that. Get him back in the game a little bit.
Well, the action is on Stan.
Now, Stan doesn't have too much of a hand. He took his last pot.
And he folds. And Mark's on the button. He limps in on the button again. It worked well for him last time, Vince. He doubled up, won a big pot with limping in with the 4-3 of clubs. He's trying it again. But Han Lee's not going for it this time. He says raise.
Yeah, because he has a real hand. He has a real pair of 10s. You got to raise with that.
Chris folds.
Mark disgusted. Look at this look. Aggravated by this re-raise.
Laying down big hands.
Raises me every pot. He raises me every time.
You guys have something since yesterday, man. He's been doing this to you since yesterday, right?
They're sitting back. This sort of seems like a 2-man game now, doesn't it, Vince?
Oh, yeah. It's the attorney against the kamikaze kid, and they're going after each other. He's calling out of anger.
Well, I think it's a bad call here. I don't see how you can not raise on the button and then call another 16, 20,000 more.
Flop is 5 of hearts, 6 of spades, ace of diamonds.
Now Mark has a straight draw, belly buster straight draw.
Check.
He goes check, check here. What is a 2-man game now?
6 of hearts.
10,000.
Han Lee bets 10,000. Mark beat him in the pot.
Sure did.
Now Mark only has 8-9. He's going to catch a 7 to make a straight here. Very strange call by Mark there. And now Mark has made 2 9s in this pot.
Makes him 2 pair.
Now Han Lee has the best hand with 2 10s.
10,000.
Han Lee bets 10 more thousand.
Quick call by Mark.
And Mark beats him in the pot with the 10,000. He's not going to like this result.
Those 2 10s.
Han Lee made a great value bet there. I like that bet with the 2 10.